Welcome again to another tutorial video. Or more like I explain a video. It's a boy Eldohradoproductions thing. Don't forget to subscribe. Hit the bell notification, select all notifications so you can get post notification as soon as the videos are released. So what we really want to talk about now is one of Dancehall most underrated plugin. And this is Xpand 2 by Ear Instruments. And what we really want to say why it's underrated, there's a lot of people going after the Champions League plugins. And we get to that in another video. But, we really want to do a series of plugins where I think that is underrated in dancehall music. So, for this first one here, more of touch upon Xpand 2. Definitely Xpand 2. A lot of y'all see me even use it in my beat, but, people really use it. And I'm going to give you several reasons why I really like to use this plugin. Alright, first and foremost, it's a very cheap plugin. No doubt about it. I mean, I grown and hide about it. It's a very cheap plugin. At the time, when I pay for it, I pay about $14 for it. Even though the site is a charge me a pound. But, I pay $14 for it because it was on sale at the time. I think this plugin is always on sale, so you can really grab it. It's a very powerful plugin and it's full of a lot of presets. A lot of presets. Now, for instance, this plugin is like a small contact library. It have tons of sound. It may not sound as thick as contact or omnisphere sounds, in which those plugins are Champion League plugins. So it might not sound as thick as it, but if you know what you're doing during the mixing stage of any sounds, you can really get that sound that you're really looking for. Another thing where I really like about it, you have this ADRC something. What I call it ADSRC and envelope and fine tune thing here. So you definitely can craft your sound as how you see fit, and you can really layer the sounds them together. You have polyphonic mood or monophonic mood here. You have different range where you can really start. You have arpeggiated mood over here and the modwave thing here. So it's a really powerful plugin if you know what you're doing. You have two effects here and you can really pan your sound. So you can have several arguments here in three sounds. You pan one little left or one little right and one in the center. So essentially there and then you create a new sound. It have the effects here in which a lot of people don't go through these effects. Just select the preset like myself here and go through. But I can tell you from time to time I really change and modify the sounds, but I never really save it. So I really need to go back to some of those beats that I think I have modified sounds in, save it as a preset, pack and upload it to my website so y'all can get that too. So one of the next thing you can really do, you can save your sounds them, like where you modify. So whatever sounds that you put together and modify, that is a new sound. And that sound is unique to you, when you modify it, because it's not the stock sound really. And you have a lot of really great stock sounds. So one of the most prominent things that I use this plugin for do is do layering. I like to use it and do layering. And another thing that I like to use it for is its pad, because the pads in this plugin, it is so phenomenal. And we can just say, alright, I want a pad sound and just pull up Xpand 2 and just use the default one that they have set in it, because it fills up so much space that a lot of time you have to do filtering, because the pad is really massive, as stated here in the preset. And you have different type of pads. You have guitar, acoustic piano, electric pianos, organs, clarinets, strings, vocals, chops, and so forth like that. So if you want to make a really dark dancehall instrumental, you can really add some choir sounds to it, and some tubular bells, in which dancehall is known for the overuse of tubular bells, in which most people refer to as funeral bells. The correct names is tubular bells. So that one of the next thing when we think it is very useful but very much underrated by a lot of dancehall producers, beat makers. Yeah, a lot of beat makers. Another thing I'm really like with this plugin, it is little less of Nexus, in which people know me for not using Nexus. I really don't have anything against the plugin, but it is so widely used that if me use a sound from it, somebody can really identify, in which I can do a little bit sound design, make it sound different, but it has a lot of packs that I like with Nexus, but then again, it's just too much for me. I like unique stuff. So I think this plugin is or should be a plugin to stay within dancehall beatmakers plugin rack or plugin list. But I think it's too much underrated and not used that much. So please do take the time on, go through this plugin, go through sounds, make some chord progression, make some loops out of it, and just try it different way. Because I have made unique sounds. It's just that when you save it, it comes somewhere down. Let me see if I can push up this some more. It comes somewhere down here when you create your own bank. Or I think it's user or something like that. You can modify the sounds and save it as how you want it and use them in your beat. It's easy to use this plugin for do sound designing. It is very easy. So it is not a matter of fact of you have to use this oscillator and that the oscillator, then this LFO with this and all sort of crazy thing. It's just easy to use. So when you come on to sound design and layering or creating a new sound, it is very much easy. But as we say, it is one of dancehall underrated plugin, and I personally use it a lot. To do layering, texture layering, and adding texture to certain sounds here. Even if they use this plugin to create a new sound, I do it a lot. So that's why in most cases you will hear like my beats unique. If you check out my beat channel, or you just have a sound to itself. It's not really sounds where you really hear a lot of. So thank you again for tuning in. Thank you again for watching. Until the next time, I'm going to do a next plugin, that I think is underrated in dancehall. And then after a series of those plugins, I do the Champions League plugins. So I think what I haven't done yet is a list of plugins for 2021. And I think I'm going to do several of those. Just stay tuned. We're going to do a couple of videos about a couple of things. So without further ado, until next time, it's your boy Eldorado. Peace out.